Hi Aquarius, thank you for visiting my channel, Sage Wisdom by SL Harris. And I already laid out your spread for September, and we're going to go ahead and get started because you have a lot of cards on the board, okay? I'm going to apologize now because my allergies are acting up. I keep sneezing and my throat keep itching, so I'll try not to make that sound of scratching my throat. But it's really hard, okay? Okay, now, I prayed over the cards, asked for divine guidance and wisdom to come through. And I have my window open, so I see people riding by. Okay, so your overall, first off, the message I get as I was shuffling through the cards and I was looking at your spread is courage and balance is required at this time. I feel like you guys have been sacrificing too much of yourself for your mate, a person you're dating, a person you're with intimately, and your children. And there's nothing wrong with understanding different perspectives and helping people, and you guys have that humanitarian type feel about you anyway. You like to help people and be there for them. But I slightly feel like you sacrificed a little too much at this time, and it's time to bring balance back into your life and let some things go, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and start the reading. So the first card you got was the Six of Pentacles. And the Six of Pentacles, to me, it represents like the gift that you give to others. You give your energy, time, and effort into situations, and then when you really care about somebody and you start a life with them, you share a lot of what you have, whether it's financial, everything. Like what's yours is theirs. So it's just representing you, the humanitarian, and like your efforts giving out and helping people, and even not in just relationships with your friends and your family. And with some of you, I feel like it's causing conflict between you and your mate. Because even though they like that quality about you, because that's what attracted them to you also, they feel selfish when it comes to you and their family unit, y'all family unit together. Okay, so that's kind of weighing on you. Okay, so the other card that's showing you is the Strength card. Okay, and what's crossing the Strength card is the Chariot card. I'm going to explain the two cards. Let me look up them too. Now the Strength card is meaning you need to have courage and strength as you go through this phase in your life. And the Chariot card is showing like you need to bring balance back into your life. So you need to go within yourself to figure out what it is that you're wanting at this time and bring that into your life. So it's balancing the needs of others, and then like the needs of others and then your needs. So coming to like a middle ground where you can be happy, and the people who you love and the people you take care of, they can be happy too. Now at the base, the foundation of the reading, you have the Five of Swords. Okay, air energy, which is your energy. But it seems like a lot of deceitful actions have been going on in your life. Things being done to you and things that you've done to other people. It's like you've come out of your element because you've been upset by situations in your life, okay? Now in the past, you had this Four of Wands situation. You were married, happy, wife or husband and the children, and everything was kind of just working out for you. That's how it was in the past. But it seemed like in the present, you're in a situation where you're Seven of Wands, where you feel like you have to defend your position, and there's argument and disagreement and conflict all the time, okay? In the near future, you're going to have the Eight of Cups situation where you're going to abandon this path. You're tired of the struggle. You're tired of the arguing. You want peace. You want balance within yourself at this time, okay? So then you represent yourself is the Hangman. He's reversed too. And what I think this represents for you is the sacrifices you have made for your family in your life, and you're trying to balance out. See, this overall, you're trying to balance out those sacrifices so that you're happy in the situation too. And it's extremely hard for you. And I remember you having the Hangman card before, and it was reversed too, because reversed looks like this, like like you tangling your own self up. I don't think you're tangling yourself up. I think it's the balance that you're trying to establish between giving and receiving. It has to be equal balance between the two, okay? Your environment, you got the Ten of Wands. You feel like you've been carrying most of the load. You're stressed out. You've been financially carrying most of the load. You've been like emotionally carrying most of the load. You've been like taking things and not doing what you want. And the reason why, you fear Ten of Pentacles. You fear like not having enough. You know what I'm saying? You want financial stability and stability in your family life in general, okay? But the problem is you worry about your children and how things would go if you chose to do something different, how it would affect your children, okay? So now that's the skeleton of the reading. Now let me go back and like clarify some things, add more meat to it, okay? So we got the bones to it, now let's add the meat. Okay, now When I pulled your moon card, they said that, one, you need to figure out what you need to release, okay? Because you're carrying all these burdens, the 10 of Wands. This is your environment. This is your home life. And it's something that you have to release in order to bring you some relief. Release so you can get some relief, okay? So you need to be honest with yourself so that you can, like, get to that point, okay? And when you... And I know sometimes when you're carrying a load and you're the breadwinner, or if you're the main one, you know, keeping everything together in a family, like you like to keep the peace, Aquarius, and you want things to work out, and you don't mind sharing and giving, because that's your role. You know what I'm saying? So why not with your family, your spouse, and your children? But you need help right now and balance and stuff so that you can feel happy. It's like you losing your power, you losing your control, and it's making you off kilter. So Archangel Michael is saying is to ask him for help in the situation. Ask for help in how to manage or balance the situation. And the simple prayer is, Archangel Michael, thank you for assisting me with whatever the issue is you listed. Please help me be filled with faith and peace at all times, okay? And they want you to have confidence that the situation will become balanced and will become what you also want, okay? It says, Archangel Michael, please lend me your courage and fortitude. Help me realize I am one with all that is. Divine wisdom, strength, love, creativity, abundance, and health. Allow me to feel confident and peaceful about myself in all ways. So remember, the card is representing you as strength, with that gentle strength. They want you to build you up now. So how you give out to other people, you're helping other people and making them feel comfortable in projects they start and things that they're doing. They want you to put that energy, turn it inward into you. Okay? You deserve it. Now, part of it is, and I think I remember now that I'm doing this reading from your last reading, it's like, you guys, when y'all go through your struggles, when you were going through this deceitful time, and you start going through a point where you feel like you had to defend your position, and you feel like you're carrying all the burdens, it's like you keep that in, because you don't want to complain, you don't want other people to know that you're stressed, your struggle. But what Archangel Michael's saying is, admit the truth to yourself and act accordingly. In order to move past a point, you have to first admit that there's a problem, okay? Admit that there's a problem, and I don't think the problem is necessarily with you, it's with the other person that you're with. I feel like they're taking too much and not giving enough, okay? And then you're giving too much and you're not receiving enough. That's really where the issue lies in this relationship. And it's been that way for a while. When I feel like they're capitalizing on your natural ability, your humanitarian spirit. You know what I'm saying? Your natural ability to, like, give and help, you know? They're not doing it from a place of love or needing. They're doing it from a place of deceit and trying to get what they want in the situation, okay? And it's left you feeling unbalanced where you don't know which direction to go in. But it's time for you to balance, to pull back a little and give more to yourself. So the prayer with admitting the truth and act accordingly is, I appreciate your support and help me to face my feelings with grace and acceptance so that I can be lovingly honest with myself and others. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for giving me courage and strength. So you guys need that strength, that little boost, so y'all can move to a different phase, okay? Now, part of what needs to happen to start it, you need to communicate to your spouse what you like, what you dislike, and what you want to do. Communication is the key. You got to communicate, okay? And when you communicate, you will, I'm trying to think of the word. You're going to acquire strength because you're taking your power back where you're not holding all that stuff in, and you telling the person what it is that's upsetting you or what it is that you don't like. So if the person respects and love you, they'll act accordingly and try to make changes to help you feel better about the situation. If they act selfishly and say, well, this is how it's going to be, then you kind of know what your next move should be, okay? But regardless, whatever way it goes, the conclusions are within reach. I'm sorry, allergies. Conclusions are within reach. Now, this is a time for you to start nourishing yourself, mind, body, and soul. Like I said, putting the energy and effort back into you. They want you to gain wisdom by, like, taking deep breaths and going outside in nature, praying to God, trying to get clarity on how to handle the situation. But a part of me feels like you already know. It's just like you're afraid to do it because doing it brings to light the truth of the situation. And it's like you don't want people to know that things aren't working out. You want people to see that it's always working out and that you're okay, but it's not your fault. Okay, situations happen, situations don't work out, and I think your spouse is counting on you caring about your image so much that you won't voice anything to anyone. Okay, that's where the issue comes in. So the key is, you have to have willpower to make this change. Have that courage to make this change. You have to be honest to yourself and admit the truth to yourself. Now, I think you started really noticing like you were not happy around July. That's when everything started to come out, and that's the opportunity for the universe offered you the opportunity to change the situation, where you almost like you couldn't handle it anymore, like it was too much, right? And that's probably when all the arguments started, because you started going against what your mate wanted, and it made them feel like, oh, why is he acting this way? And then blah, blah, arguing. But I see December is a time where the complete change of direction is going to come about, whether it's you two going to counseling and working this out, or whether it is you moving on to a different phase. Because whichever way, by December, conclusions are within reach, whatever that may be, but it's going to bring peace to you. It's going to bring peace to you, okay? And what they're saying is, because you guys are worried about your children in this situation, so you must have children with this person. God, please clarify the Page of Swords card with Aquarius for the month of September. Are they worried about their children? What is their issue? You're worried about finances as it pertains to your children, okay? But they're saying get your finances in order. Start saving up a little more, start spending less. So that way, that's not an issue. So that's the way if you start putting financial stuff in place right now financially, you can avoid pitfalls in the future. Like whether that means starting another savings account for yourself, or if it means starting a college fund for your child. But it's time for you to transform. It's time for you to take your power back and acquire the strength that you need in a situation so you can move on and set yourself free, set your true self free, okay? Now, the cards that fell out when I asked for clarity on the Page of Swords was the Two of Cups, the Eight of Wands, the Sun card, and the Queen of Wands. Now, let me read these cards for you and tell you what they mean, okay? So I asked for clarity about putting your finances in order, and it came to me that y'all were concerned about your children and how this would affect you if you were to leave the situation. And this Two of Cups is saying, what it's saying is the person that you with, the person that you are together with, that is your soulmate, okay? And it is an eternal love between you. So for some of you, it may be just like conclusions coming in as far as helping you to feel safe and loving this person, okay? Now, so that's what I'm going to say that first, okay? Now, if it is meant for you to stay with this person, which they feel like is your soulmate, it's the person you probably were supposed to be with this lifetime, the changes that you need is going to come about swiftly. It's going to be communication is going to start to go on between you two, and you're going to work things out, and things are going to turn around, and you're going to have a happier life together. But you have to communicate, and then you'll be in a more cheerful mood, okay? And I think your person is a fire sign, Aries, Leos, or Sagittarius. Could be a Leo because we got the sun here, or it could be Aries or any fire sign, Aries, Leos, or Sagittarius. But if you communicate to this person about what your issues are and be honest, like talk from your heart, I think the situation is going to turn around for the better between you, because it is an eternal love. Okay? Okay? Oh, that's good. See how that's good news? Okay, let me ask for more. Let me clarify something else. Anything else you want Aquarius to know for the month of September regarding the situation? The key is to be grounded. Like, ground yourself and be practical as far as like putting a plan in place, okay? Have confidence in yourself, because what you're feeling is true. If you feel something, that's your internal meter to know that something is not right, and you have to communicate to your spouse, because communication is the key. In order for a relationship to work, you always got to communicate, whether it's the good or bad, And if you can't communicate right away, you might need to seek advice from someone, like a wise counsel, someone that's not biased in the situation, to help you learn how to communicate your message without being angry, okay? So to help you release, maybe going to a counselor, a couples counselor, to help you work through issues, so you can release some of the anger and you refocus it, okay? Refocus what it is that you want, what you're hoping to get from this relationship, which is the 10 of Cups. You want this happily ever after with this person, okay? You want the happily ever after. You want this to work, but it's just, it seems like you're just not getting what you want. And if you're not getting what you want, it's your job, Aquarius, to communicate what you want. Now, if the person's not listening, yes, you gotta walk away. You constantly trying to tell them what you want, and they just feel like they want what they want. You need to walk away. But if you feel like this can be resolved, go to a counselor, you know. And if the person really loves you, which I think they do, because it does show eternal love, the person really loves you. They're just kind of stuck in their ways and trying to get their way because you know you allowed it, I guess, for so long. But I think they love you, and I think that the situation can change, okay? As long as you communicate and you release your fears from this and you feel more open about not just communicating to them, but talking about your problems to someone else, like a counselor or a trusted family member or friend, so that you can get a different perspective and learn balance with this, okay? You don't have to hide or keep everything to yourself, because it's causing more stress and pressure on you. That's why you feel like this 10 of Wands, like you're carrying all the burdens. You have to communicate when something's wrong. That's just natural. You know, that's just natural. Okay, so Nine of Wands is showing that you have to persevere, keep going, working through this, especially if you want the situation to work out, okay? Don't look at you communicating the faults or flaws of somebody or communicating what you don't like as a weakness. Look at it as, this is how I'm going to sustain this relationship and keep this situation going. You know what I'm saying? Because people change. Like, you might have been okay with certain behaviors initially, but you've changed, you've grown, and you got to like communicate what you like, what you don't like. And the person, if they love you, they have to respect and try to accommodate your needs too, because you, like I said, you give a lot. You give a lot, and you give a lot. So the person has to be willing to give to you whatever it is that you're wanting from them, okay? You got the Three of Pentacles too. So it shows to me, okay, I know this means like working hard and, do your craft to get the situation going. But this means instead of working hard just on work, like your actual job, work hard on this relationship so that you can get this happily ever after ending with this person, okay? So start putting as much energy and effort as you put into your job, or as much energy and effort you put into want to help others and to helping yourself, and so you can help your relationship continue to grow in love, okay? Anything else? Let me just ask Spirit, is there anything else that they want me to know? Courage and balance. And your partner needs to start to sacrifice something too, because you're sacrificing too much, and that's why you're feeling a burden and feeling unbalanced. And that's why all the arguments started, because you start to communicate. So if this is a cross watcher, you're watching for your Aquarius lover, just know that you need to back up and learn how to give more and look at their needs more and try to accommodate them. That's how you're going to maintain the balance in this relationship. Otherwise, it's a possibility that the relationship could end. So just take a look at yourself, the cross watcher, and try to find a way where you can accommodate your partner's need just as much as they accommodate yours, because this is a gift. When you have someone like of this like caliber who's willing to make something work in a relationship, and they're willing to give to you and sacrifice stuff, that's a gift from the universe. Now, if you don't appreciate the gift, God will take it away. So just make sure you're doing your part, because it's two ways in a relationship. It's not just one person giving, all other person taking. And I don't just mean in financial, I mean like emotionally. I mean, listen to what their concerns are. You know what I'm saying? Talking to them, letting them talk to you, letting them vent, letting them complain if they want to complain. That's your partner. This is what you signed up for when you got into this union. Make sense? So I hope that this works out and you guys can get couples counseling, and then things can work in your favor. But Aquarius, I'm telling you, acquire the strength and the courage you need, and if it does not work in your favor, you need to learn the lesson in this, and sometimes you have to walk away because you put yourself first, okay? Balancing. There has to be a balance in your relationship. Not one way, not this way, not like we're going to do it my way. Oh, no, we're going to do it my way. No, you got to come to a compromise, all right? All right, Aquarius, this is your reading for September. Like and subscribe. Thank you for visiting my page, and I'll see you guys next month.